Hello everybody and welcome to another Ask Nerida Joy video. So today I'm going to be showing you how I remove the infection within a Winer pore that builds up. Now a Winer pore is an enlarged pore that's a damaged pore, and I actually have one on my cheek, which is right in here. I also have one on my arm. So they're pores that I've had that have been damaged for a really long time, and sometimes people get them on the back, on the shoulder, and they build up, and it's infection that builds up inside there that's very hard sebum, and it often has an odor when you extract it. So I'm going to be removing this one on my arm because they're really hard to remove yourself. So I use a little tool, which is this tool. It's a great extractor. I like the one that has a very thin base, and this one, as you can see, is slightly slanted. So I like to use these ones inside the ears when I'm extracting blackheads from the ear, but I really like to use a thinner one too on areas that where the infection is very deep, and it's not a regular, like a loose type of infection that builds up within a Winer pore. It is a harder substance, and as I said, often has an odor. So I'm going to show you how I remove this. I'm going to pull the Maggie lamp over and we're going to see how this is done, okay? So here we go, my Winer pore, and I'm going to see if I can show you through the Maggie lamp what I'm doing here so that you can see. Let me just make sure that you have a good angle there too. Now when I touch it, I feel the bump of the pore and the infection underneath. So it's sometimes something that takes a little bit, it takes some time to fill up. I probably have to extract it myself about once every 6 months. So it doesn't, mine is quite slow forming. Of course now I can't feel it. Where is it? Right in here. Okay, there we go. So here we go. I just want to make sure that that you can also see, which you can't right there. No, you're not going to be able to see it through there. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Here we go. So you can see, and if you can see here, what's coming out. So it's the hardened sebum like I described, and it very often they have an odor which is quite horrible, but that's it there, and if you can see that. And what it does by removing it is it keeps it flat. So sometimes when you have them, you know, they're really hard, as I said, to squeeze with your fingers. It just doesn't work like that. But at least this way I can extract it using my little extractor, and now I'm going to put in sterilizer, but it keeps it flat, and that's a really good thing. So I don't want it to build up too much because it's going to stretch the pore and enlarge the pore, which is not what we want to do. So as I mentioned, I also have one on my cheek, and I'll bring the light over so you can see that one. When I've asked in the past about how to remove it, they have said the only way to remove it is by cutting it, and I would have a little scar. They'd have to put a stitch, and so it's either a scar or a pore. So I choose to keep my pore the way it is. I have seen other people cauterize it with the, it's a needle that has heat at the end, and it cauterizes and can sometimes work in closing the pore as well. So that's also an option for some. But I'm just putting this up here so you can see, and I don't know, yeah, you can see my enlarged pore that I have there, and it fills up, so I have to extract it about once every, I guess I do it not that often, every couple of months probably on my face, and about every 6 months on my arm. So that's it. That's a Winer Pore. And as I said, they're a damaged pore. Sometimes, it comes from, in my case, I think it sort of came from when I was back in boarding school many years ago, and I remember having a blackhead on my cheek, and having someone had actually removed it for me. And I guess it was a large blackhead, and obviously my pore was damaged in removing it as well. So I'm left with that now, and using AHAs and retinols, obviously all these things that stimulate fibroblast cells in my treatment products that I use on in my daily regimen helps to keep it a smaller pore, but it won't close. So that is the Winer Pore, and that's it. So that is for my day's video today. I have a lot more that I'm doing that's coming out, so please follow my Instagram. You will see a lot more on Instagram than you will on YouTube at the moment. So follow my Instagram for places where I'm going to be speaking, workshops and different things that are, different things I'm going to be doing, events and different things in the future. So please hang in there, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.